Welcome back to Get Your Head in the Cloud podcast. I'm your host, Victor Rozier, joined by my co-host, Todd Williams. Today, we'll be diving into the world of nCino, the cloud banking operating system. And Todd, you heard of the recent developments with nCino, correct?
Yes, and Victor, it's quite fascinating. nCino's cloud banking system is revolutionizing the financial sector. It's streamlining processes and enhancing efficiency for increased ROI. It's truly a game changer.
For sure. So today, as you can see, we have a guest that's joining us, Matthew Rela, and we definitely appreciate you joining us today. He's a Salesforce Administrator, VP at Origin Bank. Welcome, Matthew.
Yeah, thank you, Victor and Todd. Really happy to be here. Excited about the opportunity.
Great.
Excellent. Matthew, we're discussing nCino's cloud bank operating system. Can you share with us your experiences with nCino and how it has transformed operations at Origin Bank?
Yeah, sure. So during my time here, it's been about 2 years at Origin for me, and we've really worked hard to use the nCino platform to decrease the turnaround time that we can provide our customers when originating new loans. And we can definitely discuss throughout the podcast here of kind of some components that really allow us to reduce that time and increase efficiencies on our end. But I'd say the biggest efficiency that we gain from nCino is their user interface and the allowance of data validation and data manipulation and data entry to be so streamlined in the process.
Yeah, that's great. That's interesting. So as we can see that it is a game changer, especially for you guys at Origin and how it's streamlining, that process. So I guess, Todd, if you can add to that too, from our standpoint, when it comes to Alleaz, how do we see the platform and its how beneficial it is to organizations?
So, from our perspective, a staffing perspective, that's what Alleaz is. We're a staffing and recruiting provider in the nCino space. It's all about speed. It's all about how you can originate, be accurate, and get those out to the customer. On our side, our service is about speed. It's about having the talent that can be readily deployed to affect digital transformation and help banks achieve that type of goal.
For sure. And you just mentioned, Matthew, and I guess if you could, being an accountant in my former life, when you say about the data manipulation, can you kind of walk us through how that kind of works at nCino, and how does that facilitate in manipulating the data?
Yeah, sure. So as you guys know, nCino is built on the Salesforce platform. So really having that Salesforce platform coupled with the nCino managed package, you have all those automation opportunities that Salesforce provides that underlay that nCino managed package, all of the components that nCino provides. We can really build some cool automation that pre-populates fields within the pre-stages of a loan to allow our loan officers and our relationship managers to have all that the information populated very early on in the stages. And that really reduces their time of having to go out and find a lot of the information from their customers. So we built a lot of automation around nCino and pulling from different fields and different objects that allow us to really expedite the pre-approval process. So we can get a loan to approval pretty quick.
I mean, that's quite impressive, Matt. Can you share with us, what key, attributes, help to benefit nCino's customer in that process? What features are really, helping the relationship managers and the folks that are originating these loans?
I think, so nCino, I don't know how much you guys, how deep we dive in, but I think the coolest feature that nCino really has provided is their automated underwriting. And what automated underwriting allows for is this this component where you can have all this backend logic of these parameters and these conditions that nCino and Salesforce will calculate and then provide a recommendation on that loan approval to the RM without the RM having to do all the underwriting legwork. And I think that's really where we see a lot of our speed and a lot of our enhancements through the process just by allowing those underwriters to free up some time and not have to work as hard on these loans and be able to process more loans through the system.
More time, more loans, right?
That's right.
Now, I guess my question would be, and this is more from a practical standpoint, and I don't want to go off on a tangent too much. How are those metrics configured? Like, who kind of sets those parameters? To kind of automate the process, if you would.
Sure. So we have we work with a lot of our C-level executives. We work with a lot of our credit team, our risk managers, to define those parameters, and then we, as the Salesforce admins, we can execute that in our automation and manipulate those parameters based on the bank's regulations and their process.
I mean, that's quite insightful. What I'm interested in, how does nCino's platform handle the regulatory piece?
So we have we actually just we're working through trade right now. So we're working through those trade loans, and nCino actually provides not only the trade compliance piece, but it provides the compliance for Humda loans, for Rego loans, Reg W loans. That's all built right into their software. So you get that component just when you take their product, which is phenomenal because it's pre-configured. You really just need to fine tune it to the bank's parameters, and it's out of the box. It makes life easy. The questionnaires are pre-built, the automation is pre-done, so we can really determine the compliance statutes on all these loans right out of the box, which is phenomenal.
Excellent. What's the data security piece? How's that factoring?
So we actually just rolled out at Origin our some of our portal offerings. So we have portal for some third-party management pieces, partners, attorneys, appraisers, and we have our customer portal through nCino also, which allows customers to upload documents and data securely and safely via the Salesforce platform. So it'll reach out to them X amount of days before their documents are due. They can upload them back to the system, and their relationship manager, loan officer, will be able to see them almost as easy as it is to click a button. So it's really phenomenal.
It's all about speed and quality. That's outstanding.
And security, when it comes to nCino, it's phenomenal. Yes.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah, it kind of leads us to this other question, which is kind of evident. Can you kind of share with everything you just talked about with us in terms of the speed, Todd mentions quality, the security, etc. How does that translate to profitability for Origin Bank, if you would?
I think it's pretty simple. The more loans that we can run through the system, the more money we make. And on the flip side of that, nCino allows us to automate a lot of our processes, which means we don't have to hire as many people. We can really take the burden off of those data entry jobs and allow our bankers to be more effective without needing to have such volume in our staffing.
It sounds like, from the bank's perspective, the platform's outstanding. It's highly efficient, allows them to get loans quicker to the right people. What about from the customer? What type of experience do they have with banks using nCino as their platform?
Well, Todd, I think there's a couple things to be spoken to about that. You have, first off, customers are getting their money faster. We close faster. We move through the process faster. It's more secure. We have secure document uploads, and they don't need to be on the phone with the relationship manager. They don't need to be in the branch with the relationship manager. This can all happen virtually. So they can apply for these loans. They can do all of the steps that are required from the comfort of their own home. I mean, for the customer, it's a win-win. They're getting speed, they're getting security, and they're getting. I mean, it's a safe, simple solution.
That's great. That's great. I guess before we wrap up, Matthew, any final thoughts or advice to our listeners, whether they be a professional such as yourself, as an administrator looking to get into this space, or advice for those who haven't adopted the nCino platform?
Well, I think we'll take the first part of the question first. I think for the administrators and for the banks and for the people who are in the industry, it's growing so fast. We're hiring. Origin is hiring at such a fast pace. The team has tripled in the last year and a half. Salesforce professionals they're hard to come by, especially those with nCino experience. So I think it's a great industry to be in. It's a very forward industry. The technology between Salesforce and nCino, the relationship is phenomenal. And I think for any banks that are thinking about getting into nCino, the results really speak for themselves. I mean, our turnaround time, our customers, they're happy with the results. We really can offer and provide a better product to them, a safer and more expedited solution than without nCino and Salesforce.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, I think definitely a win for everybody.
Yeah, Matt, we really appreciate you joining us and sharing your insights on nCino's cloud platform. You're in the trenches. You actually have experience implementing, from nCino corporate. So, you've seen a whole 360 of the platform and its capabilities. And again, we can't thank you enough for sharing your insights and your time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think nCino's got a long way to go. I think there's a lot of road ahead and a lot of improvements that can be made. And I'm excited to kind of see where this nCino journey takes all these financial institutions that are taking them on. So I'm really excited to be here with you guys. And I thank you, Todd and Victor, for getting us out there, and got my Origin Bank shirt on. So, repping some Origin Bank pride.
There it is.
Yeah,
Yes,
it is. No, we really appreciate it. But thanks again, Matthew.
Absolutely, guys.
We really appreciate it. Yeah, it was a pleasure to have you.
Absolutely. Thank you for allowing me to be on the show. I appreciate it.
And you know what, to all of our listeners, we thank you for tuning in as well. We want you to join us next time as we continue to explore, how fintech is, in the cloud.